or what you might be entitled to if you were involved in an auto collision, whether as a passenger or pedestrian, if your no fault was not in place. Now, talk about a matter all of us need to be concerned about. And when I think about this, my mind goes back a couple of months when I visited Beaumont Hospital to see a young lady who was in really bad shape physically behind an auto collision. And her family, some of them whose English was limited, had no clue of certain benefits she was available to. And quite frankly, I found it surprising that she did not have the kind of representation that would help her to access those things. And I'm glad to have personally been involved. During that same time period, I was involved with a 3-year-old child with a broken back who was a passenger in a vehicle who also was able to benefit from the no-fault statute in the state of Michigan. So knowledge is what separates us from those who do not access these things, and of course those who do, and that's what this show is all about. So we're going to make a continued effort every week to keep it lively. We're going to make sure we keep it interesting. We don't want to give you a half an hour of boredom, but at the same time make sure that we're discussing things in a meaningful way that have a direct bearing on your life. Now, speaking of no-fault auto injury and the benefits associated with those policies, I'm glad to have with us today Deborah Johnson. Deborah is a good friend of long-term care. She's a nurse. She's a case manager. She manages the auto injury case management firm Care Forward, which has its offices in Southfield, Michigan. I've come to have a lot of respect for Deborah because she is a real victims advocate. And I've even seen her do a lot of work on a pro bono basis just to make sure someone has access to things they need after a catastrophic collision. I found her knowledge of benefits payable under the no-fault law to be incredible or impressive. I've worked with her in arranging care, and we've shared the podium in training events. So she's really a friend. Deborah, it's good to have you with us today. I'll let you say hello to our audience.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to be here.
And we're glad about that because one of the things that I shouldn't say bothers me, but that concerns me when I look at the issue of no-fault auto and when I look at the issue of serious injury and collisions is the number of people who may, buy insurance just to get their plates renewed without really understanding what they're sacrificing in the event they do get involved in a serious car accident. And I've been in them. So in a nutshell, Deborah, if you tell the audience why having no-fault coverage in place makes the world of difference in the event of a collision, and maybe you could expand that a little bit to benefits available to those who are injured as passengers or pedestrians who may not be holders of a no-fault policy. I'll let you speak on that for a bit.
Yes, absolutely. In Michigan, we have what is known across the United States as the best medical coverage for anyone that's injured in an auto accident. Michigan is very unique. In 1973, laws went into effect that not only put us into a no-fault state, which means basically if I run into you, my insurance pays for me, your insurance pays for you. So we don't have to go to court to figure out whose insurance is responsible.
Sure.
But on top of that, our legislature put into place a system in which anyone injured in an auto accident in Michigan is covered by a medical benefit. And the medical benefit is incredibly inclusive. It can include your physical therapy, your emergency room visits, your surgeries, your doctor's visits, your benefits in which you get paid about 80% of what you were making before the accident if in fact you're disabled. It's called work loss benefits. That goes on for 3 years. Attendant care. If you have someone taking care of you at home, whether they're a paid caregiver or they're your mother, father, spouse, they get an hourly wage for your care if you qualify for that benefit.
When I was